pod bay doors.
Greetings and welcome to another exciting episode of the Cinematic Traveler, or should I call it the Cinematic Travelers, as I am joined again by my guests. No, you all have officially achieved the rank of co-hosts on this episode,
Nice.
which we really need to come up with a really cool name for these episodes. But yes, we have our return co-hosts who were so excited to talk about Freddy Krueger again that we are going to discuss A Nightmare on Elm Street 3 Dream Warriors. And that's how you have to say it, in honor of Dokken and their hair metal band song for this movie. And this is the third movie in the franchise, directed by Chuck Russell and written by Frank Darabont. And it came out in 1987. And let me go ahead and introduce my co-hosts, as you are all dying to hear their voices. I swear you will hear them a lot more on this episode than last episode. Let's mix it up. We are going to start with my nephew-in-law, Nil. That's what we're going to call you, Nil. Sean, how are you?
I'm good. How are you, Chris?
I am doing great. I'm always doing great when I get to talk about these classic movies and educate you youngsters. Now, before we get to our next co-host, whatever, let me ask you, Sean, if you were a dream warrior, and that's how you both have to say it, what would be your dream power that you would use against Freddy Krueger?
Oh man, that's such a good question. Invisibility, for sure.
Invisibility. All right,
Yeah.
I can go with that. Can't see me now, bitch.
Yeah.
And let's bring in our other co-host, my son, who I am so proud of for liking the original A Nightmare on Elm Street.
Thank you.
This is Tyler. And Tyler, how are you this evening?
I'm amazing. How are you?
I am excellent as always. Now, I have to ask you, what would be your dream power if you were fighting Freddy Krueger?
Oh man, I would have to go with just being one step ahead at all times. I just know what his move is. He can never catch me.
You can't be one step ahead of Freddy. Oh wait, we better not ruin that as we talk about the Warriors, the Dream Warriors. I'm gonna do that through the old episode. Sorry, I know it's gonna be annoying, but that's half the fun, is being annoying on this show. All right, so before we get into everything, we always have to do the podcaster mumbo jumbo. Whatever you're listening to the show on, please rate, review, follow, subscribe, leave us comments. Let these young men know how good they're doing at this podcasting process. God knows I'm trying to carry the load here, but hopefully they can pick up some of the slack on this episode. You can also get in touch with us on our Instagram at Cinematic Traveler Pod. And we also have an email address, thecinematictravelerpod@gmail.com. So you have plenty of ways to follow the show, get in touch with us, let us know how great we are. Leave us 5-star reviews. That would be wonderful. And don't leave us any 1-star reviews, or we will send Freddy Krueger after you. To what should he do to these people? Somebody quickly, hurry. Help me out.
Oh God.
Oh,
Slice them up.
I throw an alley-oop up to these guys.
Slice them up.
Slice them up. All right. That's the best these guys could do. I'm working with it. This is, oh, Lord. Lord, forgive them. They know not what they do. So we got through all of that mumbo jumbo quick, fast, and a hurry so we could dive into this episode. I hope all of our beloved listeners are doing well out there as we're racing into Halloween. And this seems like the perfect type of movie to usher in the spooky season. Now, I do have to tell everybody one thing. I am going to retire the movie quote contest for these episodes, maybe for every episode. For a couple of reasons. I think the description or telling everybody the rules just took up too much time in the episode, so I couldn't get my co-host in there. And also, just to let my co-host know, in future episodes, I may or may not just let y'all do a plot synopsis. I might just throw it in your lap, and you might have to.
Okay. All right.
You might have to run with it. So we're gonna try something a little different in that regard, but not on this episode. I don't want to do that to them. So with A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, The Dream Warriors. Now, this was a first watch by both of you. I am correct in that assumption.
You are correct.
Yes.
All right, excellent. And you haven't shared your thoughts with each other.
Nope, we
No.
almost did. But we did
I
not.
tried to convince him, but he wouldn't.
All
He
right.
kept bugging me. I told him no.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad you had some integrity there. All right, so let's see. With this movie, it did come out in 1987. I don't know if anybody hasn't listened to our previous episode, go back and listen to that. But I did mention why we kind of skipped A Nightmare on Elm Street 2 because I felt like this is more of a natural sequel to the first movie as opposed to A Nightmare on Elm Street 2. Not that it's a bad movie. This just feels more natural with Nancy coming back and her dad shows up and all that fun stuff. Like I said, it came out in 1987. The budget was $4.5 million, and it grossed $44 million. So again, another hit. The actual third highest grossing in the series.
When was the second highest grossing?
Second highest was Part 4,
Okay.
and then the highest grossing was Freddy versus Jason.
Okay.
And this one was directed by Chuck Russell. Does that name sound familiar at all?
Not at all.
No.
Not at all. Okay. I would say the biggest movie he directed that you would know would be The Mask, starring Jim Carrey.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
He also did a remake of The Blob directly after this movie, which is a very cool movie. Has one of the best practical effects deaths I've ever seen. I'll just leave it at that. And it was written by Chuck Russell's partner. This is actually his first feature-length writing job. He did a short before this, but it was Frank Darabont. Does that name sound familiar?
No.
It does
I've
not.
not heard that.
Oh, he is Oscar nominated for films such as The Shawshank Redemption, which he also directed. You know,
I
Shawshank,
haven't seen that, but
I
I
love
know
that
what you're
movie.
talking about.
The
It's a
Green
great
Mile.
movie. Haven't seen
The Green
that.
Mile, I think I've seen that.
Okay. And let's see. He also did one of, oh my God, a horror movie with an ending that, oh boy, it will live with you. That is The Mist.
Okay.
I love The
I love
Mist.
that.
Okay, you know
Yeah.
The Mist. All right. Well, he adapted the Stephen King story and directed that. He also started The Walking Dead, the very
okay.
early seasons.
When it was good.
So
Yeah, some good seasons.
Yes, exactly. When he left, it went downhill. Is that show still even on? I don't even know anymore.
I think it is.
I know they've done like a bunch of spin-offs with it.
Yeah, I've seen that where somebody's in Europe now or something. I don't know. Anyway, we're not talking about The Walking Dead. All right. So that's sort of the background for this film. Let me go ahead and give you our brief plot synopsis. So with A Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, we leave the confines of Elm Street and enter, well, the confines of a local mental hospital where the young patients keep having horrible nightmares, which the adult doctors dismiss as just bad dreams. Sound familiar? We'll enter a new intern who does believe the kids because she has had to deal with dreams involving a boogeyman in the past. This new intern is Nancy from the first movie. Dun, dun, dun! Once again played by Heather Langenkamp. And she knows the truth about that dream-dwelling demon Freddy Krueger, once again played by Robert Englund, and vows to help these kids defeat Freddy. To the benefit of our heroes, new patient Kristen, played by Patricia Arquette in her very first role, has the ability to bring people into her dreams. Nancy, Kristen, and the other kids team up to enter their dreams together to fight Freddy as, you guessed it, Dream Warriors. Can I get one of you to join in with me? Come on now. Let's hear a chorus of Dream Warriors. There we go. All right. I love it. I love it. All right. Well, each kid has a special dream power. One can do cartwheels. It's kind of lame. One is beautiful and bad. Okay. I'm not feeling too good about this. All right. One is so strong that he can bend the legs of a chair. Oh, God, for fuck's sake. And another one has super nerd powers. Oh, God, they're all going to die horribly. Oh, God. And the final kid, who is the one I relate to most, just wants to dream about his crush wearing nothing but a thong. Now, armed with these quote-unquote powers and some extra lore about Freddy's bones, Nancy and company rush in where angels fear to tread to end Freddy's nocturnal reign once and for all. Well, until the next movie in the series. And that is kind of a brief overview of A Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Somebody?
Dream Warriors!
There we go. All right. I will embarrass you all throughout these episodes, just to let you know. Well, how was that? That pretty much covered it, didn't it?
I think so.
Yeah.
All right. Excellent. Excellent. It's always good to get feedback from my co-hosts on the show. Now, if you missed our last episode, we are going to break these down into the positives of the movie, also into the negatives, and then we'll give our final, because Tyler changed the whole rules last week. We're going to do a number rating on these damn things now.
Hey, we're co-hosts. We're co-hosts.
Co-hosts.
That's right, co-host. You just made that decision without even talking to anyone. I mean, I admire your fortitude in taking charge there, but damn, I have a whole fan base that is used to one thing.
They're adaptable.
They're adaptable. They're smart and sexy. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about the positives of A Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Somebody?
Dream Warriors!
Ready for your thoughts.
All right. Let's see. I think, Tyler, you went last week, so we'll go ahead and throw this over to Sean. Please tell us what you loved about this movie.
So, let's see here. I made some more notes. I thought
Way to bring it on home there, buddy.
I thought, like, when the movie first started, that
I'm bringing a lot of excitement and energy here just to get. Oh, let me check one of those.
I thought the opening quote of the movie from Edgar Allan Poe, I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't write it down, but I don't know if that has anything to, if there's any lore with the reason that they chose that quote or anything. But I thought that was pretty cool.
I didn't even know that was Edgar Allan Poe.
Yeah, it was.
Some
I
say
forgot
it
what
isn't.
it said.
There is a bit of a controversy about that quote, whether it is or isn't Edgar Allan Poe.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I thought the opening scene, or the opening dream with the little girl and how it takes her back to the house from the first movie, I thought that was a cool callback. And then it was kind of like an intense opening scene, you know? Like, you've got this room full of people just, like, there were so many people just hanging, and then the girl and the bike getting crushed down looked really cool. I thought the acting was better in this movie than the first one.
Okay.
I think because it had some, like I know Patricia Arquette, I know she kind of made, like, a whole career out of everything. I didn't know this was her first movie either.
Yes, it was.
But like, she's in Severance and a few other things that I've seen. But I think she's a good actor. And then, what's his name? Lawrence Fishburne.
Yes.
I didn't think he was going to be in this movie, but that was kind of cool to see. And he's done a lot of good stuff. I thought Nancy coming in, just like the boom, there's Nancy. That was pretty cool.
In her
honestly,
big 80s hair and her jacket's rolled up. God bless the 80s.
I don't know. I feel like with this one, I have, I don't know. I didn't enjoy this one as much as I did the first one.
All right. Don't give anything away.
Yeah. Sorry.
All right. But you don't have to have a lot of positives. That's fine.
Yeah.
So that's it for you.
I have, like, a bunch of other things I thought were cool, but I don't want to, like, go throughout the entire movie, if that makes sense.
Okay, well, just interject as you feel necessary. Okay. Please, we're all friends and family here. All right, I guess we'll throw it over to Tyler then. What were your positives for
my positives? I have a lot of positives.
All right.
I thought it was kind of funny because we talked about Wes Craven being very not subtle about props with, like, the stay awake pills.
Yeah.
But, like, the opening scene, there's no stay awake pills. It's Maxwell House coffee grinds. We went up a step. He's got sponsors now.
She's straight down in them coffee beans or whatever it was.
most of my notes are in chronological order through the movie.
Okay,
So
you don't have to explain it. Just fire away.
Into the Fire
The
by
audience
Donkin.
doesn't care. Don't give. They don't fucking care.
Into the Fire, the song by Donkin that she was blasting on the radio.
Hell
Never heard
yeah!
the song before. It was good. I've added
was
it
a
to
good
my
song.
playlist.
Nice. Look at there. Not only broadening his movie knowledge, but bringing in some '80s hair metal.
Some 80s metal. I agree with Sean. I think the entrance for Nancy was pretty cool. Just the timing of it all.
Yeah.
And then her finishing the it's not a lullaby. What would you call it?
Like nursery rhyme or something.
Sure, we'll go with that.
I guess. I wrote down a question about the paper mache house that she made because it looked like Nancy's childhood home, and I was like, oh man, maybe that is. And then 15 minutes later, the movie answered my question for me. So
look at that. That's good filmmaking right there.
I think the visual effects of the movie were way better than the first movie. I think they got a lot of improvements as far as him hanging by his tendons and being pulled around.
That one always gets me. I always have to look away when they start doing that one.
I think the one that got me was I guess it was Heroin Addict with the marks in their like little mouths. Oh my god, it made my
they're just
skin
like
crawl.
Yeah,
It's fucking gross. The one-liners,
hell
a lot better. Welcome to primetime, bitch. Freddy's origin story was disgusting. That was crazy.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna
actually
go
in
into
one
details,
of. I'll have to rely on the audience here because I can't remember if it's the next one or the one after that. But they actually, I don't want to say they show his mother in the mental hospital get locked in with him. It shows her getting locked in. It doesn't show what happens, obviously, but there's this really cool shot where it's Robert Englund without the Freddy makeup on, and he's just kind of staring at he's in the crowd of all these crazies, and you just see him staring with this grin on his face. It's a really cool shot.
Okay.
But
anyway. Was that in this movie?
No, I want to say it's either the next one or it's either the next one or the fifth one. I can never remember. Like I said, if somebody out there listening can correct me or let us know which one it is, so I don't have to watch any more of these goddamn movies. Oh, did I say that? I'm sorry.
I was gonna ask. So you knew a lot about the effects of the original movie, like how they, the spinning room and all that stuff.
Yeah.
How did they pull off the mirrors?
Yeah.
I think I only kind of glanced at the background stuff on this one.
That was cool though.
I think it was they used Mylar sheets or something. I don't know.
Okay.
You'll have to research that one. I didn't put much effort. Any of my regular listeners know that's the last episode was rare for me to put that much effort into it. I wanted to impress you guys.
I was impressed. I liked how they got pulled in.
That shit.
Like half of their body would be all blurry and I think in the mirror.
Yeah, I think it's like a Mylar sheet, and they would wave the sheet and kind of pull everybody in.
Okay. I got you.
If we ever do Evil Dead 2, there's a really great mirror tricking out. But anyway, I don't want to get to that.
Okay. I guess the final scenes where they're all the Dream Warriors.
There you
going
go.
in, and they're all fighting together, and the Wizard King comes out with his powers. And he's like, "I'm
nerd alert."
and he blows up the chair, and you're like, yeah, hell yeah, and then he just gets absolutely destroyed.
Freddy's like, fuck off.
That was so funny. But I would say those are my positives.
All right, yeah, all right. Well, you definitely had a lot to go on there. I will follow up with the Freddy Krueger stuff. I think, like as I mentioned in our last episode, this is the one where it really feels like Robert Englund kind of builds on the role to where it becomes iconic, as he's got the one-liners. You mentioned "Welcome to Prime Time, bitch." The one I forgot about, which was actually a great setup and payoff, is like the whole setup at the beginning to pay it off later was perfect. Was where she at the beginning, her mom comes in, and she's like, "Go to bed," and you hear the guy downstairs go, "Where's the bourbon?"
Yeah,
I love that one. She has the repeat of that at the end of the movie. Where it's like that whole scene all over again, but just a little bit different. And then Freddy pops out and goes, "I said, where's the fucking bourbon?" I just love that one. But yeah, you get to see a lot more of him with his one-liners and his smart-assness, and he loves being the bad guy. And it kind of makes the movie a lot more fun, especially with this, because they do have their powers So he does have to kind of quote unquote fight against. I'll get into some of that when I get to my negatives. But yeah, it was cool. I like that they had their powers and they could, again, quote unquote, fight Freddy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wish they would have. Well, I'll get to that in the negatives. But it added a little more element to the first one where she pulls him out and fights him. Now they can go into his world and fight him.
You guys remember that transition where Nancy is going into Kristen's dream for like the first time and she falls through the chair and then like into the dream? I thought that was really good.
You know what? I went to call back on our last episode. I went and saw Black Phone 2 over the weekend.
Oh, how was it?
It was all right. It was kind of like a copy of this because it all happens in the dream world where the grabber?
Yeah.
But it was funny because I thought about what you said in the first movie. You never really know when they're in a dream. Yeah. But in the Black Phone 2, everything changes on screen, so you know instantly they're in a dream. And I was like, oh man, it does kind of ruin everything because you know what's going on.
Yeah, it makes it more immersive.
Yeah, I did like all of the special effects in this movie. Like you said, Tyler, they bumped it up a notch. I like the big Freddy snake that was eating her. Yeah, that was pretty cool.
That was cool.
They said that they had to throw all of the green goo on there because he was a little too pink and he looked a little like something that would be, for some of us, big and pink. For others, not so much. But yeah, I do like that they amped it up and they had like that whole way the world sort of turns into a big giant boiler room when they're down there. You even got any movie, I will let you know as an old guy, that has a stop motion skeleton in it is automatically going to get a bump for me because I love it when Freddy's bones came alive and he's fighting everybody. It's just so wonderfully cheesy to have stop motion. I love it. I did like Nancy returning as well as her dad. I kind of forgot he was in this movie, but yeah, it was, again, just a nice way to connect it to the first movie. It was sad when she died, of course, but she does come back. Heather Langenkamp comes back in A New Nightmare, which we could talk about later if you want to. Let's see what else. Oh, and I did like that they put the setting into this hospital, this mental hospital, where you have these kids who have been dealing with things, like the ones got anger issues, suicidal kids, the ones you can't talk, which I have to say, the scene, like you said, where he gets turned into the puppet, it's always nasty. And he's like hanging off that building. And the two people that see him up there, one doesn't speak and the other one can't walk. I'm like, that would be my luck. That would just be my luck. I'm like, oh, hell, oh, shit, I'm fucked. But yeah, I like that it was set in that way. Again, you got the adults who want to, no, that's not true. It's not bad. It's not the boogeyman or whatever. But this is more of a clinical setting. So I thought that was a cool way to take the whole franchise into a little bit of a different direction. But those are generally my positives. Yes, it was nice to see Lawrence Fishburne in this, Larry Fishburne. It's always cool to see him in anything. So Morpheus. All right, so that's our positives. Let's go ahead and swing into the negatives of A Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Dream Warriors!
There it is.
Oh. Okay. I thought we were waiting for the sound effect.
Okay, you have to wait for the sound effects. Ready? I'll do it one more time. All right. So let's move into the negatives of A Nightmare on Elm Street 3.
Dream Warriors!
What's with kids today, huh? No respect.
And I am using the same exact sound bites as I did last week because, again, I put as little effort into this episode as I could.
It fits the theme.
It fits the theme. So, Sean, since it seems like you're going to have a lot to say negative about this film, fire away.
So,
okay, that's enough out of you.
With what Tyler was saying earlier about the how he's not very subtle with what he's trying to portray, how like the mom in the first one was just a drunk in every scene. There was like a bottle of vodka. I thought it was kind of funny how, at least for the majority of the movie, the parents, or at least the adults in the movie, are still kind of just shitty people.
Yes,
like
they are.
You see the dad again, and he's like, I haven't seen my daughter in years, and she asks him for help, and he's just like, no, but maybe next time don't stay away for so long, And then the doctors in the movie seemed to really just not want to listen to anything that anybody was saying, which I thought was kind of funny. Let's see what else.
Even when they're all dropping like flies.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
And
Like,
yours
you'd think
was-
you would
how do you
listen.
explain, like, the girl that gets smashed into the TV? Like, how could you possibly, as a, rationalize how she killed herself by
Yeah.
jumping into the TV like that?
And when the corporate guy, I think his name was Carver, comes in and he's like, I've had 4 deaths in the past week, and my solution to that is to fire you two. Like, let's fire the 2 people that are trying to help. The scene where I think his name was Philip, the guy with the veins coming out of his arms.
Okay, yeah, sure.
It's so gross.
It's still, just even thinking about it.
I think it
ugh.
was cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't think it was gonna come out of his feet too, but it came out of his legs. It was so gross. Anyways. To your point of how the only 2 people that noticed it first was the guy that can't talk and then the guy that can't walk. I thought it was funny how once he went and got help, for one, the nurse that he tried to warn didn't do anything, and then everybody else thought it was a good idea to just crowd into the same room and all just watch Philip die. Like, nobody was helping Philip. They were all just standing there watching. I don't know if I have many, like, negative points so much. I just found myself a little bit more bored with this one than I did the first one. I don't know if it was kind of like, maybe because it's just another Friday or Nightmare on Elm Street movie, and it's kind of the same concept, I guess. But yeah, I found myself a little bit more bored with this one than the first one.
Okay. I mean,
Not that it was a bad movie though.
you're
all
all
just
but you're wrong. It's all right. Don't worry about
Get
it.
kicked off. Get out of here.
Kick him.
All right. Well, then I guess we'll swing it over to Tyler. What were your negatives for this movie?
I didn't have any crazy negatives. I would go back to the point of Phillips. If he's a habitual sleepwalker and he's in a psych ward, why was his door unlocked?
Oh, how else
Or
was he gonna get to the ledge?
why is there never a guard like watching
exactly.
him, making sure he's not gonna go do anything stupid?
Well, we'll call Oscar-nominated Frank Darabont and ask him to explain his script to us.
Yeah.
He should explain it to us. I mean, we're
We
much
were
more
owed.
influential than he is.
I did not like the overdose holes, the heroin addict holes. That
Yeah.
really made my skin crawl.
Yeah.
Gross.
But I guess
Yeah.
that was the point.
Yep.
And then Nancy died. What the hell?
Yeah, she
Such
did.
a shame.
Yeah,
She
screw
did.
that.
Kind of a cheap way, too, if you ask me.
Yeah. It wasn't a deserving death.
Yeah.
Should have gone out with a bang.
It would have been
Um,
better if she was, like, defending one of them and
Yeah.
Freddy got her instead of her just walking up to her dad like, oh, this is great.
And then I guess
Oh.
the ending confused me a bit. I know they want to keep making more, but if they buried the bones
Yeah.
and his mom, the nun, was gone, she was
Yeah.
satisfied with the outcome, and then the light turns back on in the paper house like it did nothing.
You just can't get rid of Freddy.
You just can't get it. All right. Well, let me clarify a little bit for you. On one side, you have the franchise that at the beginning of every Nightmare on Elm Street, they have to come up with some convoluted way to bring Freddy back. And then they have a whole new way to kill him, right? It's like, oh, in this one, no, you're supposed to do this, and that. It's like, oh, shit. And they do it, and then the next one, it gets reversed. But in the filmmaking process, they did think that this was going to be the final A Nightmare on Elm Street movie. So it was going to be a trilogy. So what that light was supposed to be, there was supposed to be another scene, I think, of Nancy in the afterworld or the dream world or something. And the light was supposed to represent her. She's still there, but she's watching over everybody in the dream
I
that's
didn't
world.
even
cool.
think
Yeah.
about that.
But since it made a lot of money, they went, you know what?
He's back.
He's back again. And I think, oh my God, the next one, it is hilarious. I'm trying to think. Somebody digs his bones up. And a dog takes a piss on the bones, but he pisses fire onto the bones, and Freddy comes to life. Oh, it is so ridiculous. But yeah, they always had new ways to bring Freddy back.
All right.
So that wraps up your negatives.
That's all of my negatives.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Mine are going to be pretty brief as well. I talked a little bit about, they've got these powers and they can go into the same dream together. However, when they go into the dream, they're finally like, okay, let's go fight Freddy and save Joey. They get split up. I kind of wanted them to be I don't know, Avengers type. Go
Yeah.
after him that way. I thought that would have been a little bit cooler. On that note, really my only other negative is the powers themselves are a bit lame. I mean, cartwheels, okay, what's that gonna do? The worst one for me was the nerd, because I'm like, really? You're gonna be a Dungeons and Dragons wizard? You could have been like a
Wizard
Jedi.
Master.
You could have been like a Wolverine or Batman. Somebody good that could have really fought. I'm a wizard. You deserved what you got, nerd. Dungeons and Dragon nerds. Outside of that, yeah, I mean, it's got its 80s cheesiness to it, but I think, I never get bored watching it. I think it's a fun little twist on what came before it, and it's kind of I just like Freddy throughout this whole movie. He just cracks me up. So
I liked his. He had a lot more one-liners in this one.
And who can't love a child murderer? All right, well, then I guess we'll go ahead and move into our final verdicts. We are just flying through this episode. And since it's been established we're doing a number rating, let's see. We're going to go 1 through 10, with 10 being, what should 10 be? With 10 being you getting to see your crush. Well, not you, Sean. You're not see that. See your crush in a thong. You're not allowed to answer that. And 1 being, what would 1 be? Having those little sucker things on your arms.
Oh my God.
For the rest of your life. Sean, give us your number rating.
So I gave this one a 6.5.
Okay. You wanna throw some input into that, or are you just throwing the number out at me?
Yeah, so 6.5. Like I said, I enjoyed the first one more than I did this one. Not again that this one was a bad movie. It just I noticed myself struggling a little bit to pay close attention to it. I really don't know why, because it wasn't a bad movie.
Okay.
I just didn't enjoy it as much as I did the first one.
So the first
But
one
still good.
reigns supreme.
Yes.
Okay, Tyler.
Well, I completely disagree. I think this movie was way better than the first one.
See?
Interesting.
The visual effects was better. I think
In
the
your face,
acting
Sean.
was better. I was actually hooked into the movie. I liked the character development with Freddy. Even though he's a child murderer and all, he was very funny.
It's okay.
And it was entertaining. I liked it. I'll give it. What did I give the last one? I gave the last one like a 7.5. I give this one like an 8.5.
Damn.
Yeah, I like it.
Man, swinging for the fences. Welcome to podcasting, bitch. All right. Well, that's bold. A lot of people would probably agree with you. There's a following in the franchise that believe that number 3 is the best one in the franchise. I don't think I'll be quite as bold. I will. What did I give? I gave A Nightmare the first one. I gave it an 8. I'll give this. Oh God, I don't know. I think I'm going to give this a 7.5. I think the only reason I'll drop it down is because how original the first one was when it came out. And it was kind of set the tone for everything that came after it in the franchise, but also it kind of changed some things in the horror genre. So I got to give it credit there. But I enjoy this movie. I think it's fun. Freddy, again, he's a blast throughout the whole movie. It's nice to see Nancy come back. I do like the dream power stuff. I wish they would have done more. I think, and again, somebody out there in the audience can help me. Isn't there one where somebody is into comics or something and they have like a whole comic book world that they fight Freddy? And I don't know. There's so many things that people bring into this franchise. It's insane. But yeah, I think, this one, would be 1B for me to watch. I would watch the first one just to let everybody, know what the world is, and then get to see these characters kind of play around in that world. So yeah, I go 7.5 for me. So got a little bit of a difference of opinion in this episode.
Diversity.
Oh my God. How can Sean live with being so wrong? The humiliation that you must be feeling right now.
This is what you were expecting for the first episode.
Built for the last episode has just been thrown aside.
I know. No.
But
Right
it
off
can
of the
be
ledge.
redeemed. It can be redeemed. We'll see in the next episode. Should we say what we're doing in the next episode? Are we officially locked in on it?
I'm down for that.
Yeah?
Okay. All right. Well, our next list that we're going to choose from, we have chosen from, obviously, is our 10 best Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, which always is a soft spot for me because I love Arnold. but we're going to do a review of Predator because neither of these young men have seen Predator, so their testosterone will skyrocket after watching the original Predator. I guarantee it. You will be better, man. You will go to the gym and lift every weight out there after you watch this movie. So, and that will probably lead into Predator Badlands. So that'll be a good little time. We'll try to kick that out next week.
Sounds
Yeah,
good.
I'm interested to see how that goes. I like
So
Arnold.
I
like Arnold.
Yeah,
I just don't know about the acting. We'll see.
All right,
I've never
we'll see.
seen any Arnold movie.
Oh my god!
So
explains
it'll
it.
be a first
Now
for
we
me.
understand that score that you gave this movie.
You've never seen like Terminator?
No,
Oh my
never
god!
seen Terminator.
Oh wow.
Never seen anything.
Oh my god! Will you tell my niece that she will never ever have children? You low testosterone, low sperm, no testosterone. Maybe after this, after you watch Predator, you better. Well, I better not. I'm not thinking about that. That's my niece. How dare you bring that up into the show? That's my niece. Damn it, Sean. Okay, well, that wraps up this episode. Hopefully our final visit to Freddy Krueger. I will tell you guys, Freddy vs. Jason, if you ever just want to sit down and watch a cheesy, fun flick, that one's pretty good.
Okay.
Robert Englund has a blast in that one. I did mention that Heather Langenkamp comes back in A New Nightmare. And that was directed by Wes Craven. He did that right before Scream, which everyone applauds its meta take on horror movies. But before he did Scream, he did A New Nightmare, which Heather Langenkamp actually plays Heather Langenkamp. And they're making a new Freddy movie. And in the movie, Freddy is real. But he's inside this Hollywood movie that they're making.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so it's really, really meta. I'm not sure if it's... God, I've only watched it once. I don't think it was all that great, but I haven't watched it in a long time. But anyway, those two would be probably different. The rest of them just get worse and worse. Freddy's great in all of them, but the rest get worse and worse. And I don't know why I'm dragging this out like that.
Is that a poster signed by Heather behind you?
That is Heather Langenkamp right behind me.
I just saw that.
That is sick.
That's cool.
Yep.
Damn, she name dropped you and everything.
She did. She loves me.
Wow.
My hope is to meet Robert Englund one day and get him to sign the other side of it. That would be pretty cool. Really cool. But I don't know how much my convention days are behind me. It is a young person's event. Someone with better feet than I have. And a better wallet. Anyway, so let's wrap up this episode. I always end up rambling on and on because I don't want to stop talking to you guys about these movies. But if you are still listening to us, then we must have done something right. Again, please follow, subscribe to the show, give us a rating, give us comments, reviews. Let us know what you think about A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3. Everybody, Dream Warriors! Oh, God. Anyway, it's 45 minutes in and we still can't get that right. If you want to follow the show on Instagram at Cinematic Traveler Pod is the best way to do it. Also, email address thecinematictravelerpod@gmail.com. As I mentioned, the next time these fellas will be on, we're going to talk about Predator, which I cannot wait.
Yeah.
I love that movie. Oh, and I don't want to give things away. So you're definitely going to want to come back and listen to that show because I'm going to have a lot of fun with these guys on that one. Until then, I want to thank you for taking the time out of your day for listening to us. I tell everyone I know we've got the smartest and sexiest audience in all the podcast universe, and you never fail to live up to those high standards. Now, as you are traveling around on this blue and green ball, bouncing through the cosmos, dreaming about your crush in a thong, I need you to do one thing for me. Go out there and do that voodoo that you do so well.
It's time to put this bad dog to sleep.